Hey, pasta fans, we're so glad to be back. We're really excited to have the original crew from episode 1 back once again. We're also going to hear some trivia coming up on today's episode. And if you stay tuned to the very end, we've got a very special guest coming up. You're not going to want to miss that. So let's dive right in.
That movie was great.
I know, I never wanted it to end.
Hey, at least the pasta's never ending.
Choose your pasta, choose your sauce, as many times as you want. I'm in.
The never-ending pasta bowl with new sauces like hearty pizzaiola meat. Choose all the sauce and pasta combinations you want for just $8.95 at Olive Garden.
He's in.
He's really in.
What can you say? He's in.
Choose your pasta, choose your sauce, as many times as you want. I'm in.
The never-ending pasta bowl with new sauces
That guy is in.
He's really in.
That movie was great.
I know, I never wanted it to end. Hey, at least the pasta's never ending.
Choose your pasta.
You must have seen a really good movie to want to watch a movie that never ends.
Man, was that Olive Garden the movie?
It might have been Olive Garden the movie. If it's something that can compare to the quality of the Never-Ending Pasta Bowl, I think the only movie would be Olive Garden the movie.
Yeah, but it definitely wouldn't have been the Breadsticks movie because that would be unlimited runtime.
It's true. They'd still be there. They'd still be in the theater, and they wouldn't be able to get out.
That movie was great.
I wonder if this is like a thing that these people do like every week. You know, they go see a movie and they go to the Olive Garden right afterwards.
Yeah, but the guy kind of explains it as if some of them are unfamiliar with the concept of the Never-Ending Pasta Bowl. Unless he's just all really excited about it.
I
Well,
think
she knows the pasta never ends.
Some of them do. I feel like the guy in the middle doesn't because he says he's in. He sounds like he's all excited, like it's the first he's heard of it.
Well, maybe he's just always that excited because Olive Garden is just that good. And he's always that in.
this guy always knows to choose his pasta and to choose his sauce, and then he turns into an announcer because, I don't know, but he does it.
That's a good point. That's a good point. You got to consider the announcer as well.
Choose your pasta, choose your sauce, as many times as you want. I'm in.
I like how you can choose your pasta and choose your sauce as many times as you want. That's a lot of times if you want it.
Yeah, you don't. He didn't even say you have to eat it. You just have to choose it, and you can do as much choosing as you choose.
Yeah, you can just sit there with the waiter or waitress while you're choosing over and over again.
Yeah, I think we should take a look at some of the dynamics here because it's interesting how the guy who's in is in the middle of the table on the end, where you've got the other people surrounding him. That kind of sets him apart.
Wow. Also, is this one of the first ones where literally everyone has been a significant part?
That's a good point. Does everyone have a line?
Okay, because the first guy, he says the movie was great. The other person says they never want it to end. Then another person says at least the pasta's unlimited.
You're right.
And the other person looks at the menu, and then the last guy says, I'm in. And that's like your whole cast.
You're right. There were 5 different lines, and they were said by 5 different people. There's a lot more inclusion than we've seen in some of the past commercials.
And the waitress doesn't really play a role, but that's kind of, you don't need that.
Yeah, what do you think about it, Sam?
I think that it has a lot of great dialogue for a commercial. It gets down to the core point. It tells you to choose the pasta, choose the sauce, and that $8.95 deal that you just can't get it on Netflix. It's right there. It's great. Wipe your hands and shove it on your face because it's a great deal.
Yeah, it's interesting you brought up the Netflix angle because that sort of relates back to the cinematic themes with the dialogue and also the movie never ending. And when you think about this commercial, it's sort of like a small movie when you got dialogue this great. It's like you're watching a movie.
And the interesting thing is that like this is one of the shorter commercials, but it has more action than like 2 other commercials put together.
Yeah, I really feel like they went all out with this one. They were thinking about great movies. For that first line, he says the movie was great. They had great movies on the mind, and they were trying to make a commercial that would really stand up to some of the great movies out there and be one of the greatest commercials we've ever seen. I think they've done it.
That's very true. Man, I love how the guy he's holding those breadsticks so close to him, then he passes them. That's what you're supposed to do.
Absolutely. And they're really sitting in a circle. You can really feel that the breadsticks are going to make it all the way around.
Well, the guy that's in is definitely the head of the table, though.
Absolutely. I mean, when he makes the announcement...
Yeah, it's like they needed his approval for them to go for that never-ending pasta.
That's right. When he makes that announcement, once he's in, everyone's in, and you can feel it.
At least the pasta's never ending. Choose your pasta, choose your sauce.
Hey, I think we got some trivia coming in from our trivia guy. Let's check in with him.
Olive Garden was founded by a cereal giant.
Man, that's some great trivia.
That's some great trivia. You know, we'll check in again later in the show for more of that type of content. But for now, let's get back to the commercial.
Man, that pasta it's got plenty of gooey, and I think that's what they're really going for.
It's a very fast-paced commercial, and it's really hard to say anything through it because it's so
It just keeps
mesmerizing.
coming. It's
And
like,
I
bam,
can't
bam,
stop
bam.
watching it, and I can't even think correctly and say things correctly. It's so quick.
You almost feel like this is the way it was meant to be viewed, not as one 15-second ad, but as a continuous loop. It sort of draws you in as
that's
a
the whole
film.
that's the whole theme of
It's
this.
never ending.
ending.
You're right. It's
Exactly.
sort of a circular plot in a way because the ending just comes right back around to the beginning.
I think. Go ahead.
It's an unlimited pasta commercial bowl.
It is. It's like each time you can choose any of the styles because you've got all the styles in the commercial.
I think this is it's looping in my head. It's looping on the TV. It's really getting through my mind that Olive Garden is what I need with the never-ending pasta. I'm a hungry man, and that $8.95 deal just beats CC's just by that much, by the quality of food.
That's a good point.
That is a good point. You can really feel that quality coming through the commercial into your living room.
I gotta give a shout out to the ladle person who goes in there and gets a whole hand shot.
The hand shot, that's true. That's sometimes some of the commercials like this you might only see the ladle, but this time you get all the action.
Yeah, look at that hand shot of that ladle. That's just
That's how you know it's really prepared freshly
By real people.
Not just some kind of pasta machine.
they don't have robots working in the kitchen. They've got real hands.
Real hands, presumably connected to real people.
I mean, we don't know for sure, but I'm gonna go ahead and guess that was a real person.
This is real Italian food.
That's true. That is definitely true.
You make a good point there.
It was made in Little Italy to help the Vikings get strong.
You know, it might have even been made in Big Italy.
For all you know, it was definitely a never-ending Italian experience. So really,
Yeah.
the size can be as big as you want.
Yeah. You can interpret it any way you want. Olive Garden is art. Olive Garden is a thing that people just misunderstand, and they underrate how good it is. It's a lot better than they think, and they just don't give it enough credit these days.
I love how it only takes that guy, like, barely a second to decide that, yeah, that's what he wants. He wants those choices. He's in.
Yeah, he just opens the menu. I don't think he even read it. It was just some kind of a subconscious thing. It just, maybe he saw an image, maybe he just smelled the food from off camera. Whatever it is.
I mean, he could have been watching the other guy point at the menu items, because, you know, the guy's like pointing at the menu items and stuff. But even then, it's like he really went all in.
It's almost as if opening the menu is just sort of a formality, and really he knew that he was in all along, and they all knew it, but he just had to make it clear.
I think that the guy that says choose your pasta, choose your sauce is a very good salesman, and I think that's the reason why he's in. If he was there, it's not real life, so I don't know, but if he came out of the TV and told me that, I'd be in. I would beat Olive Garden.
You make a good point, because it's sort of like that guy's almost a human embodiment of an Olive Garden commercial.
He looks kind of like an olive in a garden.
It's
know?
true.
He's got that face.
If you saw that guy, you'd say, maybe that he is Olive Garden. Go right ahead.
I wonder what movie they just saw. I mean, it could be Spider-Man with Nickelback singing Hero, and it'd be a good place to go after Spider-Man the movie.
That's a good point. Whatever movie it was, it probably did have a great soundtrack, so the song that you just mentioned would fit right in.
Why don't they put Nickelback in their Olive Garden commercials? I think it would definitely put a new texture of sauce all over it.
It is great music. It might not be Italian enough,
Olive
though.
Garden's it's all about the tradition
And the
you know?
authenticity. You gotta get that authenticity.
That guy's face. This is just, it's great. He loves that movie. He said that movie was great. And, his face is just like pure fact.
You feel the passion. You feel like that guy is sort of a movie buff himself.
Yeah, maybe even a movie expert.
Yeah, and he's soon to be a pasta buff as well.
I think he's definitely a breadstick expert.
Oh yeah, he already
the way
is.
He handles that basket.
Yeah, it's a confident pass, He's got that cross table pass, so that's the longest distance of any of the 5 passing lanes. That's the farthest one.
Yeah, he's definitely in from the beginning.
He does it confidently,
though.
Confidently.
You
can tell he's got a lot of experience with baskets. Maybe he even plays some basketball. Whatever it is, he's a basket man.
I love how all those pastas, they just look so much variety, There's so many choices.
Yeah, that's a great point. Did he say party pizzaioli meat?
Oh, I wish. I'm pretty sure it was hearty pizza meat.
Well, it's probably both, really, when you think about it. I mean, if you've got meat that hearty, you're having a party.
Wow.
Hey, I think we've got some trivia coming in from our trivia guy. Let's check it out.
With every purchase of a meal at Olive Garden, you will get complimentary Andy's mints. Now, with these mints, you can arrange them any way you want.
No way.
You can make pictures with these mints by putting them in a certain way to almost look like real life things.
Wow, that's some great trivia coming in from our trivia guy there.
That trivia definitely blew my mind. That's totally changing the way I look at Olive Garden.
Wow. Man, I knew Andy's mints taste good, but I didn't know they tasted so good you could make artwork out of them.
That's a good point. And I mean, really, when you think about it, Olive Garden is art. I mean, they're talking about art in terms of movies, art in terms of pasta and the other types of menu items.
Olive Garden is beautiful, it is classy, it tastes great. If it was a girl, I would make her my wife, but it would be too classy to let me be her wife, and it would slap me in the face, and I would turn into pasta.
I think when you go to Olive Garden, a part of you becomes the pasta. What do you think about that, Max?
Well, they definitely know how to party. You can tell. I mean, they never want it to end.
Yeah, you've got the laughter, which is a critical ingredient of any party.
Oh, yeah. Hearty pizzaioli meat.
Pizzaioli. It's like pizza and ravioli.
I know. How do you even get that? You just gotta go through all the combinations,
Yeah, maybe that's a combination. Maybe that's a combination that they invented themselves. They chose that combination.
Yeah, choose the pasta, choose the sauce, and keep doing it forever.
They said, hey, give me some pizza sauce, put it on that ravioli. Then they said, we gotta invent a new name for that. Let's call it pizzaioli.
Just like your Italian grandmother used to make.
Exactly. I mean, that's authenticity right there.
They probably have your Italian grandmother back in the kitchen cooking it up.
Maybe that's her hand. It's possible.
Not the ladle hand. I mean, it looks a little
right
young
there,
for
right
that.
there.
But
yeah, but
maybe you got a grandma with young hands.
Yeah, I mean, anything's possible.
I wonder if they shoot all their videos in Italy, because, I mean, look at all that quality.
Yeah, it definitely looks authentic in the background. You got those, like, ferns or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, every Olive Garden restaurant really feels like a slice of Italy. But
it's a real slice of Italy.
But you make a good point.
If not a bowl of Italy.
Yeah, I mean, when you talk about Olive Garden, I know they're committed to authenticity. They probably do film their commercials at the Olive Garden flagship location, which I'm sure is located in Italy.
Yeah.
When you talk about those bowls, I see 8, maybe 9 bowls right there. I mean, that's a complete feast right there.
I think on Yelp, I searched the other day that Italians actually, they find their #1 restaurant is Olive Garden. It is very successful. It has made it all the way through. It has surpassed a lot of them. People did not expect it at all, but it went through the lines, and now it's all over the place. It's like Italy has grown all over the world, and it's there. It's all over.
Well, it's definitely working out. I mean, that guy's in, so
I'd say people across the nation and across the globe are probably getting in right now as they're seeing this commercial on their TV screens.
Just can't get over that first guy. He's definitely he really steals the show, I feel.
I mean, he sets it all. He's doing it all. He's got the great conversation and he's got the great food handling.
Yeah, Oh, look at that.
Look at that. That's
just
perfect. That's flawless.
He's a real character, you know. He's got depth. He's got so much progression.
He's the kind of character I'd expect to see in a great movie, so it really comes full circle.
He has a really great personality. He seems like a really great guy. He seems like a good guy to be with, and I think Olive Garden is a good place to be for good people.
He seems like the kind of guy you'd want to add to your family, and if there's one place to do that, it's right here.
When we're talking about family, and I know this might be a bit controversial, but I feel like he might actually be the dad of this group.
You think he's the dad?
I think mainly because of the facial hair. He's got that, like, what is that, goatee going on?
I mean, I know a lot of the focus goes to the guy in the center, but that guy is really the guy that sets everything off, and I think you have a good point.
He's the catalyst for everything. Like, that guy is definitely in, but he wouldn't even be in if it wasn't for that great pass from that great guy.
As well as the great conversation. You can't forget about that.
But, I mean, you gotta get started with the breadsticks, for sure.
Mm-hmm. Hey, we've got some quick trivia coming in from our trivia guy.
Quick trivia!
When you're here, your family. Olive Garden's long-running slogan, as we can see in this commercial, but not anymore. In 2012, Olive Garden ditched their long-running slogan and transferred the rights over to Jimmy Fallon on his show.
Wow,
Can you imagine that, guys?
I can't.
Not sure about that trivia.
Doing a tour of Italy with Questlove.
You know, that's some interesting trivia coming in. I'm not sure. We might have to get a fact check on that one to see if we get our sources cited. Because
I know I personally don't agree with that. Just my opinion, because that's just blasphemous. I don't think Olive Garden could be anything if you're not family when you're there. And if that's a real fact, which I'm being told right now it is. Well, I don't know how to handle that, and I'm just going to have to shut down.
I mean, it sounds like Jimmy Fallon is now a part of the family, and he's probably going to have to do all his talk shows from inside an Olive Garden restaurant.
I think that's really disgracing. When my father died from cancer, I went there, and they gave me breadsticks, and they helped me out, and I worked at Olive Garden. And I wouldn't say they're anything else but family. They really helped me out through a terrible time, and I really know what it's like eating good pasta now.
I just gotta say, unless Jimmy Fallon wants to get his house ransacked by a mob of angry Olive fans, he's really gotta step up his game. He's gotta go out and put himself in the commercials so that they can keep that slogan alive.
That's true. I mean, if he's messing with the Olive Garden family, I think he doesn't even know what he's doing. Because that's a strong family.
I know, I never wanted it to end. Hey, at least the pasta's never ending.
Choose your pasta, choose your sauce, as many times as you want. I'm in.
I mean, these people understand. You know, there's a lot of misinformation swirling out there in the trivia world about Olive Garden, in the news media, but really, when you check out a commercial like this, these people know what it's all about.
Olive Garden changes people. It changes the way you think, and it really brings the people together the way Bob Marley really wanted to do it. Bob Marley, what he was trying to do, he was trying to create love. What he was really trying to do, he was trying to create Olive Garden. He was trying to put that love in Olive Garden, make it his masterpiece, make everyone love each other. Olive Garden is the description of what Bob Marley wanted.
I can't argue with that.
Absolutely not. I mean, I can tell that comes from the heart, and it comes from the family. And when you got family values like that, who knows what's next?
Also, I really love how they show everybody digging into those breadsticks, you know. Because the guy takes one, he passes the other person, takes one, and I think the other guy gets one. You get the good shot of her taking one, and the guy says he's in, so you know he's getting the breadsticks. I just really love how they make sure you know, everybody's getting those breadsticks. They're unlimited.
Absolutely, they're unlimited, and they're for everyone.
Yeah, because like
and this
not just
commercial makes
pasta.
that clear.
It's like everything's unlimited for a limited time.
I've got an interesting point coming in. It sort of looks like the breadsticks go from... They make their way around the table pretty fast. Check this out.
Yeah.
They're with the first guy, now they're with the second, the girl. Now they're going over there. He gets the menu.
And then
She's got it. I mean, that's some speed right there.
That's high-speed breadstick distribution.
You can tell these people, they're experts in it, and maybe even professionals, and they know what they're doing. they definitely have the Olive Garden experience.
Yeah, they know so much that the waitress herself is like intimidated by their knowledge. You can tell. Like she comes by, she kind of looks at them like she's gonna say something. She's got that look on her face, as you can see here. But then she just decides, nope, not gonna mess with these guys.
It's like she's about to say something, and then she just realizes,
She's like,
they've got it
they
under
know what they're
control.
doing. They're in.
They're already in.
They don't
There's
need
nothing
me.
more I can do.
I could tell them about the specials, but they're already in.
Absolutely. I mean, she's going to be by later to refill those breadsticks, though. 'Cause those are going fast.
You can tell the people here are just regulars, just how the woman looks at them. You can tell that she knows that they're going to know what they want, and they don't really need any help at that time.
I think it's very responsible of them how they go for breadsticks over drinks. Like, the one person has the drink in her hand, but you could tell she barely took any of it, you know?
Absolutely. I mean, she knows that at the Olive Garden, the breadsticks come first.
Yeah. Breadsticks are just as intoxicating in the end.
Absolutely. Probably more.
As Donald Trump once said, John McCain is not a war hero. But he said that the hero that the United States needs is Olive Garden. Olive Garden will stop everything that sucks, and that is Olive Garden. Donald Trump, 2012.
It's a good point. I mean, I bet that's the kind of guy that's had some of that unlimited pasta.
I mean, I hate to drag politics into pasta, but it's kind of inevitable at this point.
I mean, when you've got this much pasta and this much family, it really is part of all aspects of life, and there's really nowhere that's not pasta.
Yeah. This is a really great family we have here. You know?
Yeah, let's talk about some of those dynamics.
I just want to, everybody's a part of it. In the other ones we've seen, there's always been some, loner character, but this is a whole completely intertwined family where everybody gets a place in the family.
Yeah, some of the other commercials had some elements that were debatable, but this one is just all out, positive experience, the perfect dinner, I'd say. This is probably... really, you can't ask for more than this.
I mean, we don't actually see them eating the pasta bowl.
But we see all the pasta laid out.
We can see all the pasta laid out, and we can really get a feel that this is the lead-in to the greatest family meal, probably of the decade, if not more.
Absolutely, and they talk about movies. I could see this being the opening scene to a movie, and then you maybe check out all that pasta. And then you can just imagine where that goes next.
Could you imagine if they had a whole movie and it was never-ending movie where the pastas just kept coming. They just showed all the combinations of all the different pastas, and it was unlimited. You could just watch that for days, for years.
Absolutely.
I think if I watched that movie, I'd always climax towards the never-ending pasta bowl, $8.95, and keep looping it. And just climax there, because it's such a great part. That pasta just gets to me, it gets inside my heart, and Italy starts overrunning me. I think about Godfathers, I think about Valentino's Pizza, and it's just great.
It is just great. I mean, you can't say much more than that. But we've got some more to say, nonetheless. We've got some more to analyze, and... I mean, there's just so many angles you can take. I mean, obviously the breadsticks are number one. I think there's got to be some
pastas. They definitely, it's a good spread of pastas there.
Yeah, for sure.
They do kind of all look exactly the same, but that's kind of that's the great thing about variety, is that sometimes everything's the same and it's still different.
Because it's all good,
It's all good.
I mean, they got their salads there. But clearly they're focused on the pasta right now. They're going to eat those salads because that's some good salad, but really, in the end, they're thinking about pasta.
Yeah, I mean, salad, breadstick, that's always a core foundation, but their mind's in the pasta, just like it should be.
Because they're in. They're in.
Oh, they're so in.
What do you think about that, Sam?
Well, I agree with you guys, but I'm going to have to bring up a different point.
True.
I think Olive Garden is for all people equal rights, because it has one black guy in the corner if you look carefully. See right there,
That's a good catch.
That's the one black.
That's a good catch there. I'm glad that you're looking at some of these in-depth moments.
I think we really need to go beyond
the table. Exactly. You go beyond the table and you see all kinds of diversity and other experiences, and really you could make a commercial for each table in this restaurant. It would just never end.
You notice how steamy everything is. It's just how steamy the family gets. you know, and you know that guy. The guy walking in the background with a black shirt.
I mean, it's getting steamy. You said
There's
it.
a lot of depth to this that I think we're kind of glancing over, and I really think, you know, you got those flowers in the background. You know, you don't always have flowers in the background. Sometimes it's just the fern.
Where do you think that man, the man in the dark shirt, where do you think he's walking? Is he looking for the bathroom?
Well, he's probably looking for more pasta, you know?
It's true. He couldn't even wait for the waiter to get back. He had to jump
this
up
bowl's
there.
empty. I gotta rush over to the next table, see if they got any spare pasta lying around. I mean, the pasta's unlimited, but it does take a little bit of time for it to come out.
That's true. So he's really looking for that pasta.
I know, I never wanted it to end. Hey, at least the pasta's never ending.
Choose your pasta, choose
Oh
your
man,
sauce.
he's going for that. Oh, did you see? He's still going for it. He's going for the whole time.
He's going for it.
He's in.
I mean, you see him in multiple shots. That's how
Yeah.
you know he's in.
That movie was great.
I know, I never wanted it to end. Hey, at least the pasta's never ending.
So he walks there.
Walks there.
And he's still walking.
He's going there. He kind of looks like
he's
he's
continuity.
looks like
you
he's
know?
looking around. You know, he's kind of
he's
scanning.
observing, trying to find the pasta.
He's on
that
the
he
lookout.
wants. He's trying to find that perfect combination.
Because you know, I bet you check out all the different tables in an Olive Garden restaurant. You're gonna see. I don't know if you're gonna see all the combinations, but you're gonna see a lot.
We got a trivia alert. Trivia alert.
Trivia alert coming in. Let's check it out.
You guys remember my first fact of the day, right?
Yes,
Can you repeat it to me?
No.
it was a good one.
Olive Garden was founded by a cereal giant.
Oh right.
That's
now,
that's
now
some good
expand
trivia.
upon this. Olive Garden wasn't the brainchild of some scrappy, ambitious WNBA player.
It wasn't.
Really?
Olive Garden, after seeing the success of Red Lobster, was founded by General Mills in 1982.
You talking about the cereal people?
The cereal giant.
Yeah,
Wow.
that makes sense because I think they're based in Italy.
Oh yeah.
That's a good point.
That's some good trivia.
Well,
We
cereal
appreciate
is
that.
very close to pasta. They're both wheat,
And they both go in bowls, and really, if you have enough of it, they're
Yeah.
both never ending.
and milk is basically sauce. So
That would make some sense. Tiger Woods in the kitchen cooking his Kellogg's Tiger Stripes and giving it to people in pasta bowls. That's where it's at, son.
that's where
That is where it's at. You know, I could see that. I could see that.
Yeah, that guy who's just pointing out the menu, he knows where it's at. You know.
You can tell he's an experienced menu reader, and also pasta orderer, and also pasta eater.
Don't forget, everybody, it's for a short time only. This deal has deceased. This great deal is gone. But they will continue with great deals like 2 for $25.
Yeah. I feel like something I want to point out here is this: the table, the split here. It seems like the right side are the movie buffs, the left side are the pasta buffs, and the guy in the middle, he's undecided.
He brings it all together
But
with-
he ties it together and he's in for that pasta.
That pasta, and maybe seeing some more movies.
He
so
might
really,
be seeing more movies, but as long as they go into the Olive Garden afterwards.
Exactly. That guy really brings the different sides of the table together.
That guy is the glue, like you said. He is all buffs. He is Jesus.
Right.
He is bringing them together. He is the center of the table. He is helping his disciples out with his free fishes. He's throwing them in the faces and come out great pastas in their mouths and come out the great sauce of beautiful Olive Garden.
You make a good point there, you know?
He's definitely the glue of the family, but I still feel like the guy on the right is the dad.
I think he's the dad, because he's the one who sets it in motion. You know, you can't have a family without getting started with dad.
He is... Please, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just going to say, anytime we bring up dads, I also want to bring up watches, you know, because watch dads are a great thing. But does anybody here wearing a watch just want to figure that out?
Oh, there might be... Maybe the girl on the right might have a watch. I'm not sure about that, though. We'll have to see it
It'd
again.
be tough for her to be a watch dad. Like,
True.
I mean, it's just kind of...
I don't think he's got a watch.
Choose your pasta, choose your sauce, as many times as you
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna call no watch.
No
on this
watches
one.
there.
No
Yeah,
watch,
yeah.
but
Sorry-
we
sorry,
just
Watch Dad
watched
fans.
this commercial again.
That's true. Well, when you've got the never-ending pasta, do you really need a watch? Because all
That's
you know
true.
is
because
it's pasta
when it
time.
never ends, then time becomes meaningless, and all you know is pasta.
Every
and
time
sauces
every
and
time,
combinations
every time it's
therein.
pasta. It's all pasta.
It's making a lot of sense now. Einstein once said some stuff about time and how you can't screw with it. But you know, when you go to Olive Garden, there is no time. It is space where you can eat and you can stay there forever, and you are forever family. Once you leave there, the family bind, the glue wears off. You have to go to Olive Garden to have that family presence.
And you got to keep coming back again and again and again.
Olive Garden really is like a whole separate dimension, a whole separate way of being. And I think we're getting pretty close to the end here. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think you're right. If we were to sum up any final thoughts that we have on this commercial, what would you think?
Family therapy, go to Olive Garden. Screw therapists. That's where it's at.
Yeah.
You go to Olive Garden.
Therapists are like, how many hundreds of dollars? Olive Garden, that's $8.95.
It's right there on the screen. Couldn't be clearer,
And I feel like we've barely scratched the surface here, but we definitely got some ideas out in the light. So feel free to comment on what you think. Like, comment, and subscribe.
Yeah, we really love seeing the comments and the feedback from the fans. Right now, we've got a very special guest, never done before on the GardenCast. We're going to go right to the Olive Blast, so let's check it out.
They say that a breadstick will save us. I'm not gonna sauce here and wait.
Wow, it does like a never-ending movie, but it was great. I'm so glad you made this choice. It was a great choice. I wish that movie would never end. Just like the pasta here at Olive Garden, eternal and without end. Any sauce you want, any pasta you want, as many times as you want. Any sauce you want, any pasta you want, as many times as you want. Any sauce you want, any pasta you want, as many times as you want it. Any sauce you want, any pasta you want, as many times as you want. Any sauce you want, any pasta you want, as many times as you want. Any sauce you want, any pasta you want, as many times as you want. Any pasta you want, as many times as you want. Any sauce you want.
I'm in.
I'm in.
Thanks so much for that update, guys. It's really great to see your perspective.
Yeah, that was a great blast.
It was a great blast, and really we're looking forward to seeing more perspectives like that in the future. And any final thoughts, Sam?
I just like to say one thing. Tying in with Olive Garden. Like, comment, subscribe, Olive Garden, plus up the olives garden.
You make an excellent point, and thanks everybody for watching. Great that we could dive into the world of Olive Garden once again, and we'll talk to you soon.
Eat more breadsticks.
Bye.